I'm down here in Texas. I got sent here for a couple months. And then I was looking up flowering plants because I was going to try and like grow some. And then, of course, I found out that you can actually eat these little cactus things. So I did a little bit of research and they said they need to be like the size of your hand or close to that. Because if they're too big, they're going to be like too tough and hard to eat. But if they're like this size, you can cut them down and like make them more manageable. So I'm going to cut like 3 of these off. And then I'm going to go back and try and cook them. So I picked some of these and I brought them back to my house, and I wrote down some of the nutritional value facts for this, just so you know. They're 9% of your daily fiber, 15% of your vitamin C, 23% of your magnesium, not magnesium, your magnesium, whatever a magne is, 16% of calcium, 13% of your magnesium, and 7% of your potassium, just in one of these suckers. You're supposed to cook like 2 or 3 at a time and cut them up and put them in stuff. Just so you know, some like harvesting tips is make sure that it's like no bigger than your hand. Like it should be roughly this size. Any bigger than that, they're going to be too fibrous and they're not going to be very good to eat. But any smaller than that's fine. And then make sure they're not like super wrinkled, and also make sure there's no like black spots, or really my rule of thumb is no spots at all. But so these little spots here are just where the needles were at, and we're going to shave those off, and then we're going to cook this and we're going to eat it. Some other cool things about this is it's actually considered a superfood, and people use it as an anti-inflammatory, and it's super high in fiber, and people use it like as a laxative, and also some people are using it for research for killing viruses. So that's pretty cool. Maybe one day they'll come up with some kind of medicine using these. Alright, I'm going to cut this up and I'm going to show you how to cook it. So I ended up trying 2 different techniques. I tried to fillet them, and then on this one I tried to just cut the patches out where all the spines were. Since I just moved here kind of unexpectedly, all I had was my sweet pocket knife. So that's what I used. But this was the easier method with a pocket knife, but if I had an actual Skinner knife, this would have probably been the easier method. But it's pretty promising right now because it smells super citrusy in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these up into slices, and then I'm going to cut them again. And I'm actually going to boil them. You can grill them, you can boil them, you can do whatever you want. But I was reading from a guy that if you boil them, they're actually kind of slimy, and it'll get all the slime off. So I'm going to boil them, and then I'm going to drain them, and then I'm going to mix them with like some fresh vegetables and stuff, and we're going to see what happens. So I boiled them for just a little bit. I didn't boil them as long as everyone else said to get the slime out. I just boiled them to get some of it out. But so I boiled them for a little bit, and I wanted to keep most of the nutritional values, so I just did it for just a little bit. Then I got some onions here, and I'm going to throw the peppers in, and these in, and then I'll throw in the tomatoes right at the end. And then I got a little bit of cilantro, and we'll see how it goes. So the cactus was really good. The taste of it was kind of like apples, like closer to the peel, like an apple peel. But it wasn't super in your face like a lot of vegetables, so you can mix it with just about anything. All I'm going to add is some hot sauce and cheese, and then I'm going to be good. Alright, see you later.